everyone. I request Secretary Mighty Sir to please have a seat on the dais. Secretary Mighty Sir. With a round of applause. I request Chairman NICSI Sir to please have a seat on the dais. I request FA Mighty Sir to please have a seat on the dais. I request JS DigiGov Sir to please have a seat on the dais. I request Director BMMHA Sir to please have a seat on the dais. And I request MD NICSI Sir to please have a seat on the dais.
Now we would love to welcome our guests with bouquet of flowers. I request Chairman NICSI Sir to kindly give bouquet of flowers to Secretary Mighty Sir. I request Shri IPS Sethi Sir DDG NICSI to kindly welcome Chairman NICSI with bouquet of flowers. Thank you. I request FA NICSI Sir to kindly welcome FA Mighty Sir. Thank you, sir. I request HOD Admin of NICSI to kindly welcome JS of DigiGov, sir. I request CGM Shri MK Kulsheshti sir of NICSI to kindly welcome Director BM of MHA. Thank you, sir. I request CS NICSI sir to kindly welcome our MD NICSI sir. Thank you, sir.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all today on the 29th annual day of NICSI. The Digital India program has truly transformed the landscape of government services by not only enabling online delivery, but also fostering extensive digitization within the government workplaces. In this transformative journey, NICSI has played a pivotal role by catering to the growing ICT needs of various ministries, departments, and PSUs across central and state levels. With an annual turnover exceeding 2,300 crores rupees, NICSI's services are driven by a blend of in-house expertise and partnerships with highly competent vendors selected through a rigorous GFR compliant process. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you and look forward to our continued collaboration in advancing the goals of a digitally empowered India. Thank you. Now I request esteemed guests for lamp lighting.
Sa sa ni sa ni ni sa ni pa pa ri ma ma pa ma pa ma pa ni da
Thank you, sir. It is my great pleasure to introduce our distinguished leader in the field of technology and governance, Managing Director of NICSI, Dr. R.K. Mishra, sir. He has also served as Deputy Director General and Head of Department for the Ministry of External Affairs and State Informatics Officer for Bihar. He continues to play a crucial role in shaping the technological landscape of our nation. Please join us in welcoming respected Mishra, sir, to the stage. Thank you.
Respected Secretary Beti, Chairman NICSI, JS and FA Beti, JS DigiGov, Mr. Quatra, Director MHA, officers from METI, NIC, and our ex-MDs and ex-Director Generals. So welcome on behalf of NICSI. I welcome for this event, which is to celebrate 29th annual day of NICSI. We have organized this program to mark a milestone in NICSI's journey. There is a short presentation about NICSI. Then we will go ahead with the further program. Next. NICSI was incorporated on 29th August 1995 with the vision of attaining a leadership position in technology enablement of India, thereby contributing and accelerating that socio-economic growth. So with this vision, we started our journey in 29 years back. As all of us know, we are originally Section 25 company, that is now Section 28, which is not for profit organization, not for profit company, completely owned by Government of India. The objective of establishing NICSI was to facilitate governments, the central government, states, and the PSUs too, in ICT applications as per their increasing need. As we are Section 8 company, so whatever surplus we get, we invest into the ICT infrastructure for the country. We are into a unique position because of mentoring by METI and technical support by NIC. So our divisions from NIC, our HOGs from NIC, who lead the project from the user department, and we support them in all of the ICT needs. As of today, NICSI is carrying out business with all the user ministries, departments, and the states, where we provide all the ICT related support, which includes hardware, software, solution. We have capacity building programs. Recently, we have established AI Medha. This is basically AI platform which will be used as service by the central government departments initially, and to focus with the engineer focus, we have got that those applications which are driven by NIC, completely owned by NIC, these will be in the phase 1, and then we will go with other central government applications and then to states and PSUs. Our board has approved establishment of the center, and NICSI has signed a MOU with NIC for execution. We are self-sustainable organization where as of today there is no budgetary support from CFI. The technical expertise in NICSI that is extended by NICSI, and they come on deputation on rotational basis. Next, please. This is the structure. The organization is headed by chairman. Then we have got board members, then we have got managing director, and then we have got, as of now, we have got 20 different verticals, which include 9 administrative verticals within NICSI, and then we have got division of responsibilities for central ministries with each of these project managers, which are 12 as of now in number. We have got 2 administrative officers who are associated with NICSI as of now. So with these resources, these officers, what we cater is all the central ministries of Government of India. We cater to all the states. We cater all the large projects, which includes few of mission mode projects, with these project managers. Next. This is what we are trying to highlight the value proposition extended by NICSI for its projects for our users as well as for respective groups and divisions of NICSI. We have got, we are following GFR. As per Department of Expenditure, there are 2 types of procurements which we carry out. That is, wherever possible, our procurements are through GEM. And of course, we have certain empanelments, which is basically for extending ready bouquet of services to our users, ministries and departments. So that by way of empanelment, we are able to facilitate the onboarding of these resources on a short notice basis. So again, largely our procurements are through GM. Wherever services are there, we go for the empanelment. But we have analyzed internally that within NICSI structure, that whatever efforts we are putting, these are the basically divided of our efforts in 3 verticals. One is bid management process for procurement. Then we have got payment and other related services where we coordinate with the suppliers and the consignees, that is the departments and ministries. And then we undergo 4 different audits of our activities, which starts from internal audit and ends up with CAG audit. So these are the areas, and where basically this is the area where we value add, and but we achieve it basically when we are talking about the administrative expenses. So once we said that administrative experts are managed within NICSI resources out of the administrative expenses. So this is what we are trying to value add to our user departments, ministries, out of administrative expenses which we are getting. And of course, there is no calculated figure, but I personally feel that whatever NICSI is charging administrative charges from the department, at least the equivalent is saved from the administrative efforts, administrative energy from the user departments. So this is where we value add. Next. These are our activities and value additions when we carry out the empanelments. So when we talk about procurements through GEM, we have set of activities, set of services which we are carrying out to facilitate our users, and we try to ensure our level best that whatever administrative charges we are levying them, we are charging from the ministries, departments. This is adequately compensated by way of saving their efforts at their department. Uh, as far as empanelments are concerned, what we do is basically we estimate the requirements which are technical in nature, or it could be related to capacity building, it could be related to human resources, specialized resources. We estimate based on our experiences. We publish open tenders, we go for RFPs for inviting bids, which ultimately results into competitive cost. Not only competitive cost, I will say that it is, we get the advantage of volume. So this is another thing from which we are saving cost of our user departments. So one is there are administrative efforts which we are saving, and another on the other end, when the empanelments are there, so we are passing on the advantage of volume, because so many ministries, so many we have got total turnover of 2,300 crores. So with that type of volume, with that business, that agencies that which are coming for empanelment, which are participating empanelment, they anticipate the business and they pass on this message, this financial advantage, which ultimately is passed on to the user department. Another dimension of what advantage we can we pass on to the user department is in terms of timelines. I've got very short tenure with NICSI as of now. I've just completed 2 months till now. I have interacted senior officers from various ministries and departments, and I could gather that, of course, there are a lot of room for improvement in NICSI services, lot of process reengineering which can be carried out within NICSI. Services can be definitely further improved, but I could gather that our user departments are, they recognize our efforts or our advantages which we pass on to them. So this was about procurement. When we talk about core services, this is again procurement and supply of IT products. We have got data center infrastructures. There are many, our data center infrastructure are always in demand or always overloaded. Whatever I say will say is that there are always pending demands for this hosting infrastructure. We have entered into PPP model for cloud. Workspace seats. So we have got very limited development setups, and these are the key projects, especially which are related to especially the security domain, where this is requirement is high, where we are providing the seating spaces also. So that facilitates those ministries on and provides them comfort for as far as the security is concerned. When we exhausted our development seats, there are ministries, especially when we talk about MHA, we have got multiple projects from MHA, and they are requesting for somehow managing these development space on for the purpose of providing the secured environment. We have products which are partnered with NICSI, so we are rolling out these products. E-Office being one of the largest one, which we all are aware. We have resources, empaneled resources for capacity building. This is both at basic level, it is on a specialized level, and so the complete band of capacity building programs, capacity capacity is in place, I must say. We have got Center of Excellence and Data Analytics, that is CEDA, that was established long back, and now this is being augmented by AI Medha, which is partner again with NICSI. We are supporting NICSI's essential IT services which include email, SMS, network. So NCAN is one of the large projects which NICSI is contributing to. And then we have got various empanelments for human resources. So that includes the various categories. It is strategic consulting, it has got e-governance consulting, it has got 4 different tiers of software development resources. So there is a bouquet of services for manpower which can be used by our user departments and ministries. We have call center services also, and the recent one is for Punjab government, which we are carrying out that operationalization of call center for Punjab government, which will be associated with the Honorable Chief Minister there. When you talk about NICSI future initiatives, next please. Next slide. Future initiatives. So this is, plans are to provide managed IT services, customized IT services for government ministries and departments, cloud providers, we are already in PPP mode, strategic advisors, platform setups, platform as service. So when we talk about platform as service, we talked about AI Meda, which has been just established. We are yet to roll out various projects for this one, but we are also considering establishment of a cyber security platform which can be used by our user ministries and department, because we feel this will be again an economic solution where we get advantage of volume, we get advantage of NIC's expertise in the area, and the cost of the tools, the cost of the infrastructure which is required for cyber security, that can be appropriately, and with that limited capacity, this can be used by the various departments and projects of Government of India. Next. There's another slide. Next. So these are the basically strategic aspects. That is, most of the projects requirements are routed through NIC divisions, so that we get a hand-to-hand support with NIC, HOGs and HODs. NIC officers provide technical advisory by chairing, participating in various committees of NICSI. So invariably, I will see that all the procurement committees, all the MPanel committees of NICSI, barring those jam things, these are chaired by the senior officers, so the DDG level officer from NIC, and then we have members from the respective domain or respective division of NIC. So this is how we get technical support from NIC, technical partnership with NIC. Due to pan-India presence of NIC officer, national level projects are feasible to be implemented with collaboration of NIC in the states as well as because we have got the support strength at district level too. In fact, today while I met GS and FA, he shown again our strength in the field where we can take advantage of our field offices. So as per ministries OM of 2014, all NIC projects are required to be implemented through NICSI. With the transfer of funds from NICSI and departments to, from the ministries and departments of NICSI, and administrative governance by METI and NIC over working of NICSI as board of directors is comprised from NICSI and, METI and NIC. So that again gives an added advantage, so we are, that's why we are in the unique position. So again, I welcome all the participants, all the officers who are present over here for today's program. Thank you very much.
Now I welcome on stage Shri Sanket Bhanve sir, IAS. who is currently serving as Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He oversees key initiatives in digital governance, including the Digital Governance Division, Digital India Corporation, MyGov, and the National Informatics Center, among others. Mr. Bhanwe has been honored with 6 national level awards and 10 state level awards. He has received the President's Award consecutively 3 times. His commitment to public service is further highlighted by the publication of his 2 books, ISG Polwat and Know Your India. Please join us in welcoming Shri Sanket Bhanwe sir to the stage to share his insights.
Thank you, sir. I am sorry, मैंने sumoto. I have one step ahead. I have requested to speak because मुझे माफ़ करना, एक हमारा मध्य प्रदेश का एक प्रोग्राम है जिसमें माननीय मुख्यमंत्री आ रहे हैं और उसमें भी मुझे जाना है। तो सर्वप्रथम व्यासपीठ पे समस्त आदरणीय महोदय, सेक्रेटरी सर, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी भुवनेश्वर सर, JSFA सर, डायरेक्टर सर, MD सर, समस्त अधिकारीगण, पूरी टीम, NICSI के पधारे सभी अधिकारी और इतर मंत्रालय से सभी आए हुए लोग, आज NICSI के मैं कहूँगा कि वर्धापन दिन में 29 जो वर्धापन दिन है आज का, काफ़ी एक खुशी का मौका है। मुझे याद है कि पहली बार NICSI का कनेक्शन मेरा कैसा हुआ। आई रिमेंबर आई वॉज कलेक्टर होशंगाबाद और कुछ एक IT का इशू आया था और जैसे आपको मालूम हुआ कि एज अ कलेक्टर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बिना NICSI के सोचना भी मतलब गलत है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। यू आर हैंडीकैप इफ देर इज़ नो DIO। तो DIO साहब ने बताया मुझे, अभी मैं नाम भूल गया उनका, इज़ वेरी वन ऑफ द वेरी गुड ऑफिसर आई मेट इन माई करियर, कि उन्होंने बताया कि सर ये NICSI से हो सकता है और आप ये कर लो, तो इतना आसान और सुरलित काम हो जाता है, मतलब ज़्यादा कोई टेंडर की प्रक्रिया किए हुए। तो वो पहला था। और MD साहब की बात करूँगा तो पहला कनेक्शन इनसे तब हुआ, ये भी बहुत ही बढ़िया बात है कि मैं MEA गया था ई-पासपोर्ट के एक ब्रीफिंग में, जहाँ पे मुझे सेक्रेटरी मुक्तेश परदेसी ने बुलाया था, और तब वो बोले कि यार हमें जो है वो एक RK मिश्रा थे आप पे, वो MEA देखते थे, उनको वापस बुला के यहाँ बुला लो। तो मैं समझ ही नहीं पाया कि एक्चुअली मैं उनको जानता नहीं था, तो मैंने पता किया तो ये SIO बिहार थे। फिर मैंने इनसे बात की तो मैंने उनको बोला कि फ़ोन पे कि फिर बात हुई कि मैंने कहा कि देखो वो MEA वाले बहुत पीछे पड़े हैं कि RK मिश्रा जी को वापस ले आओ, इन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है। तो मतलब इतने बढ़िया अधिकारी है, और जब खुशी हुई जब इनको जब MD साहब का चार्ज मिला, तो इट्स रियली नाइस कि विद वर्किंग विथ यू ऑल। मैं जब प्रेजेंटेशन देख रहा था तो एक्चुअली मैं इतना टेक्निकल तो आज नहीं जाऊंगा प्रेजेंटेशन में, बट उसमें एक लिखा था एक्सटेंडेड आर्म ऑफ NICSI। तो मुझे लगता है अब इसको चेंज करके इज़ अ वेरी बिग आर्म इटसेल्फ। NICSI हैज़ ग्रोन अप सो मच, सो बिग, मतलब वो होता है कि द चाइल्ड बिकम बिगर देन द पेरेंट, होता है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में। NHI इज़ नाउ बिगर देन मॉर्थ, ONGC इज़ बिगर देन पेट्रोलियम। तो वैसे NICSI जो है इन फाइनेंशियल वे, मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि NICSI छोटा है, बट फाइनेंशियल वे में मुझे सेक्रेटरी साहब ने एक डायरेक्शन दिया था कि बाहर से फंडेड जो ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स है वो निकालो कि NICSI को, मतलब पूरे जितने हैं CDAC, NICSI, और स्टडी करो। तो हमने जब जानकारी निकाली तो 25,000 करोड़ के 400 प्रोजेक्ट निकले, जहाँ पे आउटसाइड मीटी फंडेड था, और सबसे बड़ा जो था वो था 10,000 करोड़ लेके NICSI। तो कभी कभी लेटर आता था तब मालूम पड़ता था अच्छा हम ये भी कर रहे हैं, अच्छा हम ये भी कर रहे हैं, मतलब इसका ये था कि हम काफ़ी कुछ कर रहे हैं। और फिर जैसे कि लेटर आया कि जैसे कि जो एयरपोर्ट पे जो होता है वो पासपोर्ट स्कैन करके वो क्या बोलते हैं, लेन ई-गेट, बाय गॉड, वो 100 डेज में MHA ने कमिट किया था। फिर सेक्रेटरी साहब ने मीटिंग ली तो मालूम पड़ा कि वो मुद्दा अलग ही था कि जो जर्मन कंपनी थी वो फॉरेक्स में 10% से खेल रही थी कि इन्फ्लेशन होगा और मनी एक्सचेंज में हमें ज़्यादा पैसे मिलेंगे। तो मेरा कहना पॉइंट ये था कि NICSI बहुत कुछ काम कर रहा है, अच्छा काम कर रहा है, काफ़ी मंत्रालयों के साथ काम कर रहा है, MEA हो, MHA हो, कल्चर हो, टूरिज्म में, आई कैन जस्ट मेंशन दिस ऑल प्रोजेक्ट्स, बट बहुत ही अच्छा काम हो रहा है, नो डाउट अबाउट दैट। बट अभी समय ये भी आया है कि वी शुड ऑल्सो रिवैम्प आवरसेल्फ विद अ न्यू वे। साइबर सिक्योरिटी एक बड़ा चैलेंज है, AI आया है, प्रोक्योरमेंट में भी हमें देखना है कि कैसे हम इसको और स्मूथ बनाएं और बेस्ट जो नेशनल इंटरेस्ट है। मैं एक मेरा छोटा सा अनुभव बताऊंगा पिछले असाइनमेंट का, मॉर्थ का। जोजिला का जो टनल है श्रीनगर से ले, तो मॉर्थ में जब कोविड के टाइम ये हम बना रहे थे तो इसकी पहली लागत थी 12,500 करोड़। बीआरओ इसको बना रहा था 2003 में, बना नहीं पाया। 2014 में जब सरकार आई एनडीए वन, उन्होंने वापस प्रयास किए, बीआरओ बना नहीं पाया। 2020 में कोविड के टाइम काफ़ी संशोधन हुए थे जीएफआर में। जो सोमनाथन सर है उनके मार्गदर्शन में काफ़ी संशोधन हुए जीएफआर में, माइलस्टोन चेंज हुए और लिमिट हुआ, चेंज हुआ। उसमें हमने उस टेंडर को प्रोक्योरमेंट में थोड़ा सा रिलुक करके, सिंगल ट्यूब करके, उसका फाइनेंशियल क्वालिफाई भी थोड़ा घटाया। और टेक्निकल क्वालिफाई में हमने ये बताया कि, मैं इसको इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि प्रोक्योरमेंट में मैंने ये सीखा कि कैसे आप इसको एक प्रोजेक्ट को रिलुक करके, मतलब शासन का पैसा बचा सकते हो, यू कैन सेव द पब्लिक मनी ऑल्सो इन नेशनल इंटरेस्ट। तो हमने उसमें नॉट ओनली रोड टनल बट ऑल्सो दोज टनल लाइक मेट्रो और इरिगेशन के टनल डाले, और उसमें कुछ चेंजेस भी किए जो ज़रूरत नहीं था। यू विल नॉट बिलीव कि 12,500 करोड़ का ये टेंडर हमने 4,500 करोड़ में लगाया, फ्लोट किया। और ये जिस कंपनी को मिला L1 में, वो थी 4,522, उन्होंने 22 करोड़ ज़्यादा लगाए, उनको टेंडर मिला। इसलिए टेंडर मिला मेघा को, जिन्होंने इरिगेशन में काम किया था। और जो बड़े दो जायंट थे, उनके नाम नहीं लूँगा मैं यहाँ पे, उन्होंने 8,000 करोड़, 7,000 करोड़ ऐसे बड़े बड़े अमाउंट डाले थे, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली वो मिलता उसी को जो वहाँ लोकल काम कर रहा था, सबलेट होता वो। तो बेसिकली वी ऑल्सो इन निक्सी शुड सी दैट हाउ इन दिस प्रोक्योरमेंट ईरा काफ़ी कुछ साइबर सिक्योरिटी में क्रिटिकल काम हो रहा है, सेंसिटिविटी काम हो रहा है। आई कीप ऑन टॉकिंग टू ऑल द DDGs। आई थिंक यहाँ सीमा मुझे दिख रही नहीं है, बट काफ़ी हमारे फिर बहस भी होती है कि ये करो वो करो, ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा है। बट आई थिंक वी ऑल आर एज अ टीम, एज अ फैमिली, वी शुड वर्क अहेड। एंड ऑब्वियसली निक्सी की पूरी टीम बधाई के पात्र है। आई थिंक आज का बहुत दिन इम्पॉर्टेंट है, जिसमें एक ट्रस्ट जो है, एक ट्रस्ट जो बनाया है वो बना रहे, कन्विक्शन जो है वो कन्विक्शन हो। मैं ज़्यादा समय लूँगा नहीं, बस इतना ही कहूँगा कि आप सभी को पुनः एक बार शुभकामनाएं। और सचिव महोदय, अतिरिक्त सचिव महोदय के नेतृत्व में ऐसे ही निक्सी का जो है पूरा एक योगदान बढ़ता रहे। धन्यवाद, थैंक यू।
It is an honor to welcome Shri Rajneesh Quatra Sir, Director BM in MHA. Sir is experienced director with a demonstrated skill of working in government administration, in policy making, overseeing implementation and appraisal. Please join us in welcoming respected Rajneesh Sir to the stage.
Esteemed dignitaries on the dais, and all the officers and colleagues, some of whom I have worked with, a very good evening. It's an honor to be here to celebrate the 29th anniversary of NICSI. And when I speak of MHA also, I can safely say that I also speak on behalf of all the ministries who are using the services of NICSI and NIC. NICSI has made substantial strides in developing state-of-the-art IT infrastructure, implementing cutting-edge digital solutions, driving critical government IT projects. These contributions have not only advanced technological progress, but have also streamlined and modernized public services, providing tangible benefits to our citizens. And presently the abiding our thought is all the services should be citizen-centric, and doing all this while complying to all the guidelines of the GFR. Before me, all the esteemed speakers have already said about what all work NICSI is doing and what all is planned. So it would only be a repetition if I would be, stating the obvious. But I would like to make one important point that NICSI has and is helping us in this technological inflection point that we have. New technologies are coming up, and all our work, e-office, Sparrow, everything is so very well managed. It has, reduced all the delivery timelines, and I can appreciate the earlier speaker who was talking about tunnels, because we also do infrastructure, and the tunnel that he mentioned, we are aware of that. And specifically for my ministry, we have a lot of things that have been done. Mission mode projects, IVF, RT, and ICJS, and e-passport, that was also mentioned. These are major and critical projects of MHA which are being implemented, and they're running smoothly. And the House can appreciate that the scale that we work on, and managing at that scale is quite an achievement, and which should be really appreciated. We also appreciate that apart from the IT projects, NICSI has been providing cyber security services to MHA, which is very important with the kind of vulnerability that we have, and we are setting targets from inimical elements. They also do the vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, all the works. They are also managing the network and data centers for us, and they're also developing applications for MHA, some of which were mentioned by the earlier speakers. They're also providing us IT consulting and advisory services. So that helps us in making informed decisions, because as of now, the more the information is processed and given to the decision-making setup, we have informed decision-making, which actually helps us in implementing our policies, particularly the last mile where there are trip-ups. The capacity building is also being done by them, helping officials to develop their IT skills. And they're also helping in developing and implementing the disaster recovery and business continuity plans, so that the critical infrastructure IT systems are available during emergencies, which we've seen in the recent past, especially in the medical field. So overall, NICSI is playing a very crucial role in supporting the IT requirements of MHA and other ministries, and they're enhancing the security and efficiency of the ministry's operations. In addition to that, some of the projects are in the pipeline, which NICSI is aware of. For cybersecurity, some mobile app development is on the anvil, which will be launched quite soon. They're also doing cyber audits, network support. So overall, this is an informed audience. Everybody knows what NICSI is doing. I would just like to place on record our appreciation for NICSI, what they have done, what they are doing, and they are hand-holding all of us. It is a very big help, and we really appreciate that. And I would like to again extend warmest congratulations on your 29th anniversary, and thank you for your outstanding service and for having us join in the celebrations. Thank you so much.
Respected Shri Rajesh Singh Sir holds the position of Joint Secretary and Financial Advisor at the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He has served in several pivotal roles, including his last position as Deputy Director General of RB and Planning. We are privileged to have him with us today. Please join us in welcoming Shri Rajesh Singh Sir to share his insights and address us.
Respected Secretary S. Krishnan Sir, Additional Secretary Bhuvnesh Kumar Sir, Rajesh Mishra Ji, MD NICSI, our colleague on the dais, Rajneesh Kawatra Ji, some eminent officers, Saurabh Tiwari Sir I can recognize from CAPSEC, scholarships के लिए भी सर कल चिंतित थे, and distinguished friends, senior scientists, colleagues from Ministry and NICSI. We have all gathered here to celebrate a day. I don't know how much of us can fathom the fact that every life in the country is affected by whatever services has been rolled out using NIC and NICSI platform throughout the length and breadth of the country. I don't know how many of us would have imagined in 1995 that you'll become a mammoth organization influencing every household. You'll be a data repository at district level for anybody getting some kind of subsidy or some kind of incentives for a lot of the other activities which the government extends to the people, including scholarships and lot of not only in the field of education, in agriculture, in any other field, even flood mitigation. I was told in my own district that the entire fund that goes to close to 60,000 households, the data is being managed by NICSI and the people in NIC in the district. So I don't think there is any aspect of life that remains untouched. So this is a beautiful organization that you people are carrying on your shoulders. Just keep up doing a good work. I have a faint recollection, not a faint, but a very strong recollection, I would say, is when I used to interact with Sefali Das ma'am. She retired possibly from NIC at maybe a senior DDG level. When Gorella Saab was DG NIC, and that time I had happened to come to CGO complex, and I was just an undersecretary level officer looking after IT implementation in my department. So thanks for educating officers like me also into data centers, into networks, into MPLS cloud, because everything was new, but we kept on learning from people like you and interacting with you. What are the elements that should go into SLA? What are the elements that should go into procurement? How technology has to be handled? I saw Sabha also today. Sabha is here somewhere. Who was there in education department. We used to closely work, especially in school education. He was there. I was in higher education space. And later on, even giving core banking solutions to post offices. I think every time people would look forward to NIC for those 1,60,000 post offices, if you are able to provide core insurance, core banking services through a VPN network established on a secure network through mobile service providers. I think a lot of big things have been done by this group here, and a lot of those in the states and in various districts. So my compliments to each one of you, and we just you keep up doing the good work. Some of the new things that I feel it's an entity which generally in the government we are very shy of going to the market, because we have a lot of captive market with us. And we are either burdened, or we think that that is the last straw on us and we cannot take any more. NICSI or NIC being an organization is now in a stage where possibly you can also venture out, look for if you can grow as a company. I don't say you make a lot of big business or revenues, but there are a lot of areas of AI, which is, I think others have talked of cybersecurity, and AI, lot of government and district level data is vested with NIC. And if the data authorities are able to give you that, you can train good models for trying to predict prevalence of diseases, occurrence of diseases, and malnutrition, and a lot of socio-economic interventions can be done by those trained models. I think NICSI and NIC should clearly dove down, and you are doing e-hospitalization, e-Sanjeevani, and other such projects. So you can, those databases of patients can also actually help in a predictive model for if there are incidences prevalent in a geographic region or in a demographic population, if there are specific data, those can be easily handled. Other than that, you can look at flood mitigation and other such areas where what are the recurrences, and all the databases would be there, residing somewhere in the districts. I don't know who would be the right kind of authority, but with those databases, you can straight away start, instead of keeping money in your bank balances, surplus. 2 साल पहले 1400 करोड़ का turnover था, today 2300 करोड़ हो गया, and there is a surplus which is just going to be a trash. You can try to experiment and create a lot of additional knowledge and predictive modeling through the databases that you have. Take the right kind of approvals. so that you can improve lives in a much better way at a faster pace and keep up the good work. Initial infrastructure we have all gone through, data centers and networks, those are there now. Now the new challenges have to be addressed in a different way. I am sure that we are all gathered here to look forward to NICSI and NIC delivering that for us, for the society. And my best wishes. I think it's an honor and privilege to work with esteemed scientists and people of such caliber as you in the room. We look forward further and with lot of hope that you will address the upcoming challenges that the society has for you, and you will deliver. I'm sure you'll be making the best of the opportunities also and try to come up to those expectations. Once again, it's a great occasion that this entity was founded. It has grown and it has been of continued relevance despite things like ordnance factory has shut down because we could not be relevant in a particular time. I don't think anybody says NIC or NICSI can be done away with because it has its inherent advantages, localization of knowledge, localization of problem statements, and then an overarching solution, scalable solutions that you can bring up for the society. So I'm sure we are yet looking forward to a lot of good work to be contributed for the society by the gathering here, your heads in the state and as well as in the districts. Once again, congratulations for this Foundation Day and our best wishes from the ministry as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You reminded us of 95, and now we have two of the officers over here who are associated with us since then. Mr. Manish Garg, who is now with ECI, sir. He has joined us, so request his welcome by Mr. Ashish Asthana. May I request to please welcome Mr. Ashish Garg, please. As we are on memory lanes, we have with us Mr. M. Moni, who is our ex-DG NIC. So I request Dr. Subhag to kindly welcome him with a bouquet. Next, again we are glad to have our first MD, NICSI, Sri Kamlakar Kaul Sahab. He has also joined us, so I request Manoj Mishra sir to kindly welcome him.
I would like to welcome Shri Bhuvnesh Kumar Sir, IAS Chairman NICSI, who has a highly distinguished track record in public administration and digital policy. As Additional Secretary in the Ministry of Electronics and IT, he spearheads critical initiatives in cyber laws, cyber security, electronics R&D, and hardware development, driving policy and strategic planning at the national level. His expertise and visionary approach continue to guide India's digital evolution. Please give a hand of applause in welcoming Shri Bhuvnesh Kumar sir to the stage.
Respected Secretary Sir, the Chief Guest for the occasion, dignitaries on the dais, JSNFM MITI, Shri Rajesh Ji, Shri Manish Ji, MD NICSI, Director BM MHA, the august audience including the ex-DG NIC, the first MD of NICSI, senior colleagues from various ministries, organizations, from the Cabinet Secretariat, the directors on the board of NICSI, senior colleagues from METI and NIC, from all the officers who have come here to grace this occasion from the client, ministries, department, organizations, colleagues from NICSI and other METI organizations, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me wish everybody associated with NICSI a great establishment day, which also coincides with the National Sports Day. 29th August happens to be the National Sports Day, the birth anniversary of legendary hockey player Major Dhyan Chand. Incidentally, NICSI was set up in 1995 on the 29th of August, and I joined the service on 3rd of September that same year. So NICSI is elder to me by 5 days. A lot has been said by our able MD, and he has given you a very detailed presentation about what NICSI does. If I were to summarize that, I would say NICSI is the facilitator of technology for the government and related organizations. It's truly a facilitator for any kinds of requirements which come to us from the central ministries, state governments, PSUs, whether they are in the form of turnkey projects, whether they are in the form of project management units, consulting, bid management, and also in terms of manpower requirements. So these are certain fields where NICSI has been working for multiple organizations across the central and state governments. Now, Sanket was jokingly saying that NICSI has grown bigger than NIC. I think I would beg to differ. NICSI is still the parent and NICSI still remains the child. So without NICSI, without NIC, NICSI would not have been able to grow that big. And it's still totally supported by NIC, because finally, whatever business NICSI gets, only a smaller part of it comes directly to NICSI. Largely, it is generated by NIC and the NIC products. So the largest number of clients, 12 lakhs on e-office, is not an initiative of NICSI, but it is actually NIC. So NIC has created that product, and NICSI is doing the commercialization of many products of NIC, not just one. Of course, of late, NICSI has started taking other initiatives where they have started to set up things independent of NIC, but that still remains at a smaller scale. In fact, if you look at the business which comes to NICSI from the state governments, even that is largely routed through NIC units, the state units. And in fact, today we'll be facilitating the NIC officers from 3 states which have given the largest business from the state side in recognition of the efforts of NIC officers in bringing business to NIC. I'm very happy to announce that last year, for the first time, NICSI crossed the landmark figure of 2,000 crores of turnover. So that's a big achievement. And I think I would really like to applaud the efforts of everyone involved in the process. All the people who are on the rolls of NICSI, whether they are from NIC or whether they have been hired directly. All the recent MDs, I know a few from the last 3 years, right from Prashant Mittal to Vinay Thakur, IPS Sethi, Ramana, and now Mishra ji. So all of them deserve a lot of credit in the growth of this company, and that has been possible mainly through creating that trust that this organization will be able to deliver to the clients. Of course, there are certain things which are not up to the expectations of clients. We keep striving, keep making effort that we bridge those gaps, we fill those gaps. If we are not able to respond in particular situations, we should be able to create mechanisms that we are seen to be receptive and responsive. And that's why we are going to launch the ticket generating system in NICSI, so which will be initially used for internal work, and later on after the testing it will be open to all the clients, and if there are any issues, those can be raised through that. One of the common things which I keep getting from a lot of senior colleagues in various ministries, because whenever they look at NICSI portal, they look at chairman, though I am not in the executive functioning, but then they will say that I have raised so and so request to NICSI, but I have not received a response. I want certain consultants, but they are not responding. I am waiting for a PI to be generated, which is not getting generated. So I think if we implement this system, then we'll be able to ensure a better service delivery to the organizations in the central and state governments. So I think I won't take too much of time, because our Secretary Sir has given us a limited time, and we'll be more than happy to actually hear him, his views. So I think I'll stop here, but just make a mention, perhaps many of you may be knowing, but many of you may not be knowing, that NICSI doesn't work only in India. So NICSI has been implementing many of the NIC products again abroad. For example, we have this e-prisons project, which is being done at Mauritius. Then we also work with Government of Bhutan. We have done Information and Communication Technology Center of Excellence in Mongolia. And then of course, e-office we have implemented in Sri Lanka. Kazakhstan has shown interest in many of the
our esteemed guests to go for release of e-booklet NICSI. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly do the launch of ticketing system. Let's go for recognition of states having high contribution to NICSI revenue in 2023 to 2024.
who is Madhya Pradesh. We have, sir, our GM NICSI from Madhya Pradesh. Rajasthan.
I would like to welcome Shri S. Krishnan Sir IS, who is currently serving as the Secretary of the Ministry of Electronics and IT. He has held many pivotal roles in state and central government and has worked as senior advisor at the International Monetary Fund. He has also served as a faculty member at Labasna, Missouri, molding young minds into future leaders. His leadership was instrumental in launching the cutting-edge Silicon Photonics Research Center of Excellence at IIT Madras, underscoring his commitment to advocate India's technological landscape. Please give a round of applause for welcoming our chief guest, Shri S. Krishnan Sir, to the stage.
Chairman of NICSI and Additional Secretary in the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Shri Bhuvnesh Kumar. Joint Secretary and FA in the Ministry, Shri Rajesh Singh. Our guests today, Shri Manish Garg, Shri Quatra, the Managing Director of NICSI, Shri Rajesh Kumar Mishra, senior officials, former Managing Directors and former senior officials of NICSI who have made it possible to be present here today, and officials of both NICSI and NICSI. See, amongst all the organizations in MITI, the one with whom I have the least direct connection somehow is NICSI. It sort of kind of disappears somewhere. You have a role in CDAC, you have a role in CMET, you have a role in each of those organizations because in some form or the other you keep interacting regularly, and likewise even with the parent organization NICSI one has regular interactions. But NICSI is one that escapes because directly I don't chair, I'm not a director on the board of NICSI, so it's only when there is an issue or a problem that NICSI pops up, saying somebody calls and complains saying कि हमारे NICSI में ये हो रहा है, तो check out. But having said that, the huge volume and the kind of work which is being done by NICSI surprised even me. In fact, Mr. Sanket Bhondre, when he was speaking, mentioned that we wanted to find out what exactly is the kind of work which has been assigned to various institutions of MITI. Because what happens is that very often I come into the picture only when there is a problem. See, I made a mistake once. I made a speech, I think, in one of those GPI events about a captain of a ship and saying that people sort of look to you only when there is a problem. And in the process, it's only problems that come up to the secretary level. And so I just felt that it's important that one should have a picture of the total volume of work which is being done. And ultimately, it is a matter of reputation of the ministry and of the institution, so at least we should have an overview. So when we did that, that's when we found that amongst all the institutions in MeitY, NICSI seemed to have the maximum number of projects which had been taken from a number of other agencies outside of MeitY. Outside MeitY, they had a large number of projects. And then, you start looking at how these institutions emerged. You found that NICSI is probably the ultimate, what you would call a jugaad institution. That it was put together for a particular purpose. It was created as a way of actually rapidly spreading out information technology to, it is like, आज हम cloud computing बोलते हैं, creating additional data space to take care of sudden spurts and increases in total volume. So it is like that. This is the surge shaft of NICSI in terms of you need manpower, you need something to be done quickly, then this is a way of doing it. Likewise, even projects which NICSI takes up in states and for various other agencies, the human resource needs to be paid for, then it is done through a NICSI kind of arrangement, which for many states and many agencies turns out to be much more economical than engaging a private entity or some other entity, and which is the reason why it is a very attractive option and a large number of people take it up and go forward. And that is one of the strengths. See, what we sometimes perceive to be, I can't understand, it doesn't have a personnel structure of its own, it doesn't have fixed employees of their own. But in some ways, it becomes the true modern organization, flexible, where you can add to the strength when you need to, where without too much of an issue, you can also let go of people, and many people actually look at it as a place that they can transition through. You're actually contributing to adding to the IT trained strength in the country, because so many people pass through your ranks, so many people have learned to do projects, so many people have learned so many things by working with you, and then they go and make their careers elsewhere. It's very interesting that when I was looking at what BISAG does, and one of your former MDs is now heading BISAG as well, but you find that as a conscious policy, they have they don't take anybody permanently on their roles, and they just through putting people through the organization, and those people take on further roles. If you actually went and said this somewhere openly, people will turn around and say that, oh no, how can you do something like this? This is not the way an organization should be created, etc. But this is truly a modern organization. This is truly when somebody mentioned that I spent some time in the IMF, and when the IMF was being restructured around 2007-8, what was being cited was what was being done at that point in the World Bank, and the World Bank also became an organization like that, where people with long terms, people like us with 30, 35 years as a career, or many of you who are in NIC, that whole system was given up in favor of short contract appointments and people sort of having the flexibility to move around. So in that sense, you prefaced a lot of what needs to happen across different segments by finding an organizational structure which meets immediate requirements, which keeps a flow of fresh talent all the time, which is able to rise to any occasion and rise to any need. So there is certainly, whether by accident or whether by design, we have hit upon a model which actually works. And we've hit upon a model which is actually delivering, and which is what accounts for the success. And I think that is something which we need to be justifiably proud of. And again, as a structure, it functions on virtually a shoestring, very low overhead costs, and managing to deliver a lot of services with very little markup. if you'd been a private consultancy organization doing a similar business, the overheads itself would have been more than about 40-50% of the cost, and that would have been a big markup. So, in a sense, again, the senior officials from NIC who handle the functioning of NICSI have behaved properly like trustees. You have managed to see that the costs are contained. You have managed to see that quality services are delivered at a reasonable cost, and I think that's a huge national service that you have done, and a huge service that you have done to a range of entities. And that is truly what the strength of NIC is and the strength of NICSI is. The two is a very synergistic model where both of them work with each other. One cannot today work without the other. Both of them need to function together in order to deliver a number of services. As we go forward, even when we set up cybersecurity verticals, it's a similar synergistic model in which we are working so that both work together. What this gives us is the possibility of getting fresh talent, new talent. So you have domain knowledge which comes from people who have been there in the organization for a long time. You have new talent who know whatever are the latest techniques and the technologies which are there in the field, which are there because they are recent pass outs, they are working technically, and therefore they have both of that. So you're winning, or you're getting the best of both the worlds, and you're keeping your overhead costs down, and that leads to the success of the organization. Personally, you know, I mean, I owe a big debt to NIC. Okay, I mean, before I joined the civil service, before I joined the IAS in 1989, I never actually, I think I'd probably seen a computer at some distance. I never actually even worked on it. So the first time we worked on it was because around the time that I joined, just a year before that, or just about that time, NIC set up their training center in the academy. And, you know, the then then Secretary of the Department of Electronics, Mr. Rajamani, was actually known as the first Shalavillian, because 1959, when that batch was recruited, was when the academy shifted to Shalaville, the campus in Mussoorie. And I think he had a special interest, and he was Secretary Electronics in about 1989, around the time that we joined. He had a special interest. It's another thing that the director of the academy at that time was Mr. B.N. Yugandhar, who today is better known as the father of Satya Nadella, but who again is very intimately associated with the IT world. But at that time, in fact, Mr. Yugandhar made sure that Mr. Rajamani visited Mussoorie frequently, came there and established and saw to the proper functioning of the NIC training facility. And at least people like me, we had our first exposure to computers, and whatever I had to learn initially, I learned there. And later when I went for my district training, again, the only computer in the whole district practically was in the district informatics center. And I've spent many days, many nights writing and, you know, typing up assignments and doing other work. And at that point, you see, NIC still had the older versions of, you know, those lyrics. There was something called lyrics, and they used to have, that's how you had to do your word processing and things, and it was a very difficult thing to work on, you know. I mean, and by the time you got into you know, word star or something they used to be, I don't know. So in the good old days, those were very difficult packages to work on. I mean, people who look at you know, MS Word today will really wonder, you know, what we were doing with all those packages at that time. But you know, it was that entire process which actually introduced a whole generation of civil servants, which introduced a whole generation of people to the possibility of applying information technology in governance, in government. that's a resource which has been extensively used, and that is a resource which needs to be continued to be used. I can honestly tell you, I mean, NICSI is the Chota Bhai or the offspring of NIC. But if today you corporatized NIC, or if you tried to do it in a different form, you can't go back to all the places you are in right now, to all the state secretariats, to all the district collectorates. You can't re-enter those places. So there is considerable value in the kind of institutions that both NIC and NICSI are. And that value is something that we need to continue to use. Equally, I think both NIC and NICSI should also be conscious of the fact that many organizations have options. MITI itself offers options. They don't like you, they go to BISAC. They don't like BISAC, they go to CDAC. They don't like CDAC, they go to NILET. Or they go to DIC or NEGD. So we ourselves offer those options. Equally, there are options outside. Many state governments go outside. When I was in the state government, there are many times that I have gone to vendors who are outside of the structure to get things done in the IT space. So it's important that we are in a competitive environment, both within government and outside government. And what needs to distinguish NIC and NICSI needs to be the quality of service that you continue to deliver to your clients. And that is something, the advantages that you have, the cost advantages that you have, the domain knowledge that you have, the access that you have, please leverage all that to ensure that the quality of service that we deliver to our clients ultimately will make them want to only come back to you and not to go to any other party. I mean, that is the strength which you need to leverage, and that is the strength which you need to keep up to make sure that, this 29th year anniversary actually, as we go along and, we keep talking about Viksit Bharat and 2047, NICSI should be an organization which is strong and takes part in this entire process over the next 2.5 decades or so, continuing to do its job there and continuing to contribute to this task of nation building that it's been doing. So that would be my real wish, that when we come back and when our successors meet in an event like this at that time, this continued role of participation is preserved, and that can be done not by resting on our laurels, not by resting on all that we have done, but focusing on what we can do better and how we can offer even better service. And I'm sure that's what we should commit ourselves to today, and make sure that the value that we have brought till date, the respect that we receive in the system is leveraged to enable us to contribute even better in the days to come, and let's rededicate ourselves to that task. Thank you very much for having me this evening.
We now open the floor for feedback and interaction. Please feel free to contribute and make this session as engaging and valuable as possible. We would like to honor and felicitate our speakers with mementos. I request Mr. V. Timi Ramana sir to kindly felicitate Mr. Secretary Mighty sir with a memento. Thank you, sir. I request Ms. Samishta Das Madam to kindly felicitate Chairman NICSI, sir. I I request Ms. Rachna Srivastava ma'am to kindly felicitate Mr. Rajneesh Garg sir. Mr. Manish Garg sir, thank you sir. Next one. Rachna Srivastava ma'am is contributing. Okay. Okay. Ms. Rachna Srivastava ma'am to felicitate Mr. Manish Garg sir. I Thank you so much, ma'am. I would request Ms. Alka Mishra, ma'am, DDG NIC, to kindly felicitate FMIT, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Please join me in welcoming our Company Secretary NICSI, Shri Sunny Jain, for extending a vote of thanks.
Thank you. So, on behalf of NICSI, I would like to give thanks to Shri S. Krishnan sir, Secretary MIT, Shri Bhuvnesh Kumar sir, Additional Secretary MIT and Chairman NICSI, Shri Manish Garg sir, Shri Rajesh Singh ji, Joint Secretary and Financial Advisor MIT, Shri Patra sir, BM MHA, and I also would give the thanks to Shri M. Moni sir, ex DDG NIC, Shri Kamlakar Kaul sir, the first MD NICSI, Shri KK Singh ji, JS MIT, for their valuable time for this event and gracing us for this event, sir. I would also give thanks to MD NICSI for his motivation and leadership for this event. So under his guidance and leadership, we would be able to make this event successful. I would also give the thanks to the senior officers of MIT and the group sections, HOGs and HODs of NIC, SIO and the state coordinators who connected through VC with us, and the officials from different ministries and departments who are present here and gracing us for this event. I would also give thanks to all the NICSI officials, the coordination team, supporting staff, design team, social media team, and the Indian Habitat Center team who help us to organize this event successfully. So I would, and NIC webcast team also who help us to broadcast these events on the live on the social media portals. And thank you very much, sir. And I request to all please join for the dinner.